Hey guys, Gripper here. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial on what I like to call a .kill run. As you know, Healden set up a custom private server for our guild to practice on, and while I was doing that, I figured out the best way to practice your 1 to 60 leveling. Essentially what a .kill run is you have GM commands that .kill, .respawn, and modify your speed to move around the world, and you're going to follow your 1 to 60 leveling path to a T. As you know, I've put out a guide, and if you follow this guide, I believe it is going to be the best way to do it, so you can practice this with my guide in hand. And yeah, so, and like I said, in this video it's just going to be a tutorial, so let's get to that. Okay, so the GM commands you're going to want in macro. The first is going to be speed. So I like to have two different speed settings. The first is a really quick speed to get you around the world while you're traveling. So the command is .modify space speed space a number. I like to use 17 because it allows you to move very quickly but not lose total control of your character. The second speed is an intermediate speed between really fast and walking. I like to use 5 for that, so again, .modify space speed space 5. The third is going to be a swim speed. There's not too much swimming, but it does help when you're swimming because you swim extremely slow. So again, that's going to be .mod space swim space and a number. I like to use 10 again because you don't lose too much control of your character. So now we'll do .die and .respawn. So it's easy, it's just .die. And then for respawn, it's just .respawn. For the .respawn command, if you're targeted on a mob, it will just respawn that mob. If you're targeted just without a mob in just an area, it will respawn all of the mobs in that area. Okay, and those are the basic commands you need. Lastly, I like to give myself bags. While having bags while you're doing this makes it a lot easier and you don't have to go to the vendor as much. You can opt not to do this, so you know like how often you need to go to the vendor, how to manage your inventory space, but that just kind of comes with playing. So for these purposes, I do like to give myself 16 slot bags. It's just a easy GM command. You're going to go add 4,500. And this will give you a traveler's backpack. You can just do this a few times, and voila. The last command is the teleport command. While I do not suggest using this, it's as easy as this. .tele, target yourself, and go somewhere. Or go to Orgrimmar. Oops. And voila, you're in Orgrimmar. So again, I don't recommend doing this. I recommend just using the speed and actually taking the flight path, setting your hearths, doing exactly what you would normally do in a run. That way you know and it gets ingrained into you what you're going to be doing. Teleporting around the world just kind of is meh when you're doing these runs. Only times I would suggest using it is if you forget a step and you need to go back, and you can use the teleport feature so you don't have to take another flight path or run. That being said, if you do choke at a certain point in this run, make sure you take note of it and ingrain it in your head not to do that again. In the guide, I like to just put choke next to that specific step so I know in previous runs I made a mistake and I'm not going to do it again. So all that being said, I'll just give you a quick rundown of how I like to do these runs. We'll go back to Mulgore. Sorry about that. And we're in Camp Taurajo, so again, this will kind of show your speed function because we're going to run back to the starting area. As you can see, it's very, very quick. Okay, so you'll log in, you'll set your macros up, and then begin. So you'll just accept your quests and start your run. What I think the most important thing in this is not to overkill. In these runs, you want to kill the exact mobs you're going to be killing, and don't do any more, any less, unless the guide that I give or your personal guide requires grinding. So you'll just go around, do the kill quests, do as you would, turn them in, and just, follow your path to a T. And this should get you some great practice 1 to 60. Thanks for tuning in. Again, you can refer to my guide and the VODs that come as a part of that guide to really get some efficient practice in.